Shut up.
So dang cool in your whole black with your black headphones.
Shut up.
I'm gonna try.
What do you need?
I'm uncomfortable.
What's happening here?
Physically uncomfortable.
Yeah, why? Are you okay?
It's not it's me.
Are you okay?
No, I'm
Okay.
And it's like a human right to be able to go to the like, you know what I mean?
No.
It's just like a basic thing. And I just got really frustrated with it, so I got pink funnels. And how did I get here? But they're purple, and they look like funnels.
Sponsored.
Hi! Welcome to Be More. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany.
I'm Maria. And today,
Okay. Alright,
You
we're
can-
gonna dive into...
you can dive into our topic. My
We're
God.
gonna dive into... Someone mentioned to me...
Recently?
Yeah, I was doing one of the shows and the kids was doing a mic test and got on stage and started quoting Bridesmaids.
Oh, that's random.
Yeah.
How old are these kids?
Like high school kids.
Oh, okay.
And I was like just sitting there like really entertained, and one of the kids in the cast was like, "Oh, what movie is that from?" And I like took a moment and I was like, "Okay, like I don't even know how old this movie is, like what, context they get this from."
Mm-hmm.
And the kid on stage was like, "Oh, it's like one of my favorite movies. It's from 2011." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, whoa. Really?
And then I was like, "Is it actually from 2011?" And he's like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's the greatest movie ever. I remember watching it." And I was like,
Well, I'm sorry. I'm Googling this.
No,
Bridesmaids?
Google it. Googled it right in front of me. It was 2011.
That's crazy. Is it that long?
Right? That's what I said. And it's
Not
funny
a
because
joke.
they were talking about like the classic scenes of like the bathroom.
The
See?
bathroom.
It can connect to what I was talking about
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Going to the bathroom and like, well, I mean, thank God that's not the normal instance of
Can you imagine?
anybody's existence, hopefully.
I hope not.
But I was like, wow, I can't believe how long ago that's been.
That's crazy. I'm just eating, sorry.
Always.
Always eating. Oh,
But
Bridesmaids. Movies.
movies, that's what we're talking about today.
We're still tired. Are you tired? Are you okay?
Huh? Yeah.
You're okay?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm comfy now. We're good.
You're coffee now?
No, I'm comfy.
Oh,
I'm
comfy.
comfortable.
Oh my God.
I'm not tired. I'm not gonna make up any new words today. I'll try really hard not to.
So anyways, today, I decided to just talk about movies.
Solid.
Just because, like, it's so mindless.
I
So,
can do that.
Do you want me to start? Do you want to start?
Go for it.
Okay. Okay. What movies have you watched last year? Like, that came out in theaters, if any? None of the above.
See, the hardest. I'm all about this topic, but you're actually asking me to remember things, and that's the rough part.
That's the rough part.
I haven't been to the movies yet this year, which is like sacrilegious for me. But
2019.
okay.
If you can remember. Because I actually went to the movies a lot during 2019. I usually don't.
So.
Which is crazy.
Dang, I don't remember. I really do not remember the last. I have to text. The saddest thing is I literally have to text Dan and be like, "What was the last movie you went to go see?" What did an Avengers movie or a Marvel movie come out last year?
Yeah, End Game?
Then I saw that
Okay.
because we always go to see those.
Do you usually just go see superhero movies?
90% of the time.
Movies? Did you watch Joker?
Yes.
That was last year. How'd you feel about that?
I love
Is that
that
even
movie.
online? That's not even
I
online.
thought you wanted to not talk about dark things or like heavy things.
Oh, well, I mean, like, half of these movies are super dark, so, like... But, like, it's movies. They're plots, whatever.
I love that movie for so many reasons.
Go on.
Okay. And I feel like it was very like serendipitous to like just things that were like coming to realization in my life and like the things of the world.
Yeah,
also.
like, I'm more aware of those things now.
Yeah.
It just came at a perfect time.
Yeah.
That's why I liked it so much.
But I feel like it came and it went so quickly, and I feel like it didn't get it got attention, but like maybe in ways that I didn't expect. I would have expected it to get a lot more like social attention than just like it was an awesome movie, and the way it was done was really brilliant. And like all of the acting and
the dancing, I figured you would like the dancing part.
So everyone says that to me.
Because like he just expresses himself while he's dancing.
Yes, but
right?
it's also like what the way that I saw it was like him. I saw it as his moments of like
clarity.
Yeah, or just like his moments of like what it really looked like inside of like his head, almost like those moments where he was delusional.
Well, yeah, he was. Yeah,
like he was 100%
I
delusional.
mean, when he was dancing.
That was after he got off the medication. Right, and it was the only times when he like had any moments of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was all beautiful.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. When I first saw it, when I first saw it in theaters, I was floored.
Oh yeah, I was like crying and yelling and screaming. And
I was just like I'm so shocked at how well that is, and like it portrays like mental illness and like the importance,
social issues.
Yeah, and the importance of like having like medication available, all that stuff.
Yeah, and like the what word am I looking for? The fragility of not only like the mental state, but like the fragility of like the social state.
Yeah, because I mean,
all it takes is like something
one
like
thing,
that,
one
right?
minor thing.
Like, I always remember people referencing, like when they talked about, when people would talk about like Hitler or like major
dictatorships or like or like major people.
Yeah, like the one like seed that made the poor decisions or would lead like it like they like what's that saying? What is that saying?
Took them over there.
There was a saying that like then it comes to me. Like you only need one. It only takes one person.
Or one action or one whatever. Yeah.
Like it all comes down to and boils down to one moment because
then after that it's just a snowball effect.
Right. Yeah. And there's always going to be people are always going to have something to. People are more likely to take action, which is unfortunate, when like they have something to be mad about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when you're like so amped up, it doesn't even have to be mad. Just like
and it's just like it's just a backup of like injustices, right? It's not to say that like they didn't have, especially the end of that movie. It's funny because the most impressive part of that movie is that they take a villain and make him a hero. Like they make him somebody you cheer for. That was what impressed me about all of that.
Right, because like I mean, Joker is historically been a villain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But portraying him in this way, in like 2019 times, like there are a lot of people that are like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I think it makes a broader statement of just saying like, there's not just a good or bad, there's a person and like the actions and and like the things that happen to them, like your experiences are what make you. And I think that was a good point too to say, because when we look at superheroes or we look at like comics or we look at stories, like it's always very easy black and white and this is a good guy, bad guy, and like especially when it comes to superheroes, like we look at them like, well, that's a bad guy and we don't like him, and like actually giving a backing to understanding that there's a person behind that, like who.
I mean, that's like real life.
No, right, and that's
what it is.
That was what was super beautiful, I think, about it, because you realize that, and like, and I think it also, and honestly, I think I saw it with Sam.
Really?
Yeah, and she works in mental health.
Okay.
So she was like all about it. But it was so. I just like the way they brought up a lot of issues with mental health that really need to be addressed, and realizing like people you can't. It's not okay to treat people that way, right?
No.
It's not okay to disregard people who need help.
Right. And you don't know what people are going through. Is essentially.
Yeah.
You just don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, that movie was amazing.
It was great.
That movie was amazing.
I really was about to say Heath Ledger. No. Joaquin Phoenix won Best Actor.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's awesome in everything he does.
Yeah.
Everything I've ever seen him in.
He got so skinny for that.
Yeah, he was very. That, I think.
That was crazy.
I feel like some of my favorite movies that I've ever seen are the movies that physically make me feel uncomfortable in those places. You know what I mean? Like where you have to.
Yeah, the movies that I put down there.
Oh really?
Along with a couple that I haven't put down. Yeah. Like I feel uncomfortable. Yeah, if I feel uncomfortable, and like that means I'm.
Yeah, like on like a deeper and not just
not like uncomfortable because like I'm watching like a fucking I don't know like a weird scene
or no
like,
or something inappropriate or like. But like on a social level, when it like leaves you like okay, so did you see A Quiet Place?
Is that what John? No. John,
yeah, the guy from The Office.
Jim Halpert. Yeah, I can't remember his last name. I did not.
Okay.
Isn't Emily Blunt is also like, yeah. Is it really good?
Okay.
I've heard.
It's technically I don't know what genre it's technically claimed to be in.
It's suspenseful.
Yes. Okay. So it's very uncomfortable to watch because of that, and I don't like scary movies.
I don't either. But a couple of these are actually very. I guess they're horror.
Okay. So.
And like I don't usually watch horror.
Either.
But now I'm like okay.
But if it has some type of like you really have to think behind it.
Yeah. Then I'll watch it.
And they're coming out with a new one.
A Quiet Place 2?
Like a sequel version to it.
Is this the movie where they're living in the forest? Of some sort.
It seems like they're living in the forest.
I only saw the trailer. Yeah, it seems like they're living in the forest and they can't make a sound because there's aliens. I don't know.
I don't think that was ever actually explained. Like the what? It might be. I think it really kind of is, but it's not
like Bird Box. Do you watch Bird Box?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Is that a show?
It's a Netflix film with Sandra Bullock in it, and it came out.
Where the kid who can't make any noises too, in that, right?
Right. Or no, they can't see. Because if they see something, then they want to like kill themselves. Yeah. But like you don't know what they see. It's a thing. So it's kind of like I don't know what they're.
It's probably along the same premise as this.
Yeah.
That movie blew my mind.
And you don't like horror.
And I do not like scary things.
And was it scary? Like,
I mean,
was it like jump? This is what I hate about scary. I don't like jump scares.
Okay, neither do I. Neither do I. There were only a couple of moments of that.
Okay.
There were only a couple moments. A lot of them, like, you kind of see it coming, but it is a lot of, it's mostly suspense.
Okay.
It's mostly suspense. And, like, those are the movies that, like, those are the parts I think of horror movies that get me really frustrated because you're like, oh my god, this is killing me right now, just do something.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of moments where you go, it's just, a lot happens. When it ended, I was like, wait, that's it?
Really?
Yeah.
That's
so
kind
I'm happy
of...
they're making another one.
Okay. Because that's kind of like, on here, Midsommar.
Okay, tell me things.
So that one is super suspenseful. I actually just watched it with my sisters and my friend Ashley.
Okay.
It's the genre is horror, I think.
Okay.
If you watch the trailer, it's basically like this girl and her boyfriend and their friends, their college friends or whatever, go to Sweden to this festival, like in the middle of nowhere. And the trailer has like this weird like person with like facial like their face is kind of like not like right or whatever, so it's like kind of like a ghoul or like a monster. You have no idea what it is. Just like flashes of like horror and suspense and whatnot. But and then it talks about how like she's like depressed, but you don't know what she's depressed about. Blah blah. I don't know if you want the plot or not.
I don't care.
Okay, so this girl's little sister was bipolar, and I guess she was in an episode and she killed herself along with her parents in their house or whatever. So then the girl that's still living, the main character, is super depressed, and then her boyfriend and his friends wanted to go to Sweden for this festival that their friend is hosting. It's like an annual festival or whatever. They go to Sweden, and you find out it's like they take mushrooms and like do all these drugs and whatnot, and have a lot of cultish like.
I'd be yelling at the screen so much already.
Yeah, like it's like a lot of pagan stuff too, like symbolic stuff, and so it's super dark, and it also plays off of mental illness and like abandonment and like all this stuff, and like I don't think there were any jump scares, but it's also like it just made me think. I was like, this is creepy. Like this is. It's uncomfortable that it's creepy, not scary.
Wait, I feel like maybe this will tap on it. It's uncomfortable because it's too, like, it hits too close.
Like, the underlying, obviously, like, I'm not going to Sweden or, like, going to, like, take drugs, but, like, the underlying,
the reality of all of it.
Yeah.
Right? The reality of the possibility of it being something, like, it's
creepy.
striking some kind of chord of, like, real life.
Yeah.
Or, like, a layer of an issue that exists in real life is what makes it be like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like the plot, like, I don't relate to, like, being in, like, Sweden in a cult, obviously.
Right.
But, like, her struggle and the struggles of, like, being abandoned and all this, like, because she was also anxious and then on anxiety pills and, like, all this stuff, like, just, like, little things like that. I'm like, oh, this is making me uncomfortable because, like, those are real world things. Yeah. So.
I feel like, I mean, is that... It's funny because I feel like we're getting into an age where movies has stopped being about a sense of like actual, just like pure
euphoria?
entertainment of like okay, let me pull myself out of my life and go like experience something else, right? Something that either like just it doesn't feel like my life, but like now we're getting into the place and we have this like awesome ability to like really take things that exist in the world and like
social causes or
social
issues,
and like expand and stretch that and make people have to like be exposed to these things, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Get Out was one of those.
Oh my god, I loved that.
Me too, and
I was terrified watching that.
I refer to.
Did you watch Us?
Of course I did.
Of course.
There are so many. I mean, and I feel like that's where like all of these movies really have so many parallels to like mental, like it's just mental experiences, right? And like that type of like levels of awareness. Because I literally refer to the sunken place all the time. In like
when
Like,
when I get in a mood, like, that's what it feels like.
Yes!
Yeah.
And, like, I can't be of anybody who, like, has any relation to, like, the cultural aspects of it.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, the idea of the sunken place is 100% what depression feels like.
Yeah. It's not pleasant.
And, like, that whole moment of, like, wanting to, like, 2,000%. So, like, I love the, like, and I feel like that's what I enjoy about movies now.
Yeah.
Like, I look for movies I don't think we ever had access to before.
Because, like, or were we too young and we were just looking for cartoons? You know what I'm saying? Or, I don't know.
Oh, so, okay, let's really go back. The only movie that I can think about that has ever been a movie that really, like, touches on that was, like, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
Do you remember the movie?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Like, I don't remember any other type of movie, and, like, that movie is so popular, but it's not popular because of, like, that aspect of it, like, the not mental stability aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's popular. I mean, also, like, really, like, even A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, if you think about it, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, they're not popular because of the issues they address. They're popular because of, like, the love and the wonder and, like, the happy parts of the movies.
Right.
But, like, we have the ability now.
Think about it.
Yeah,
like, it's about something. Yeah.
There's a lot more going on there.
Right.
And I think that I think it's awesome because we have so many more voices that are able to step into director roles and writing roles and all of that stuff to be able to, like, address these things. And
absolutely.
I also think it's important because the world that all of this comes out of is also having to realize that because the people who live in it are talking about it.
Like, it's the generation that's finally able to speak.
Because of what's come before it. And I think you're right, too. I think that, like, we 100% wouldn't have been able to digest and understand any of that. And we were probably protected from a lot of it.
Absolutely.
But
I don't know if there's...
Like, in the... Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, so, alright, let's go back even more.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Saturday Night Fever?
With John Travolta?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, alright.
I just know that he's in it.
I have... So, my parents and, like, the generation that comes before me of my family is, like, solids of decades, right?
Yeah.
So I grew up watching movies like Little House on the Prairie and having, like, no concept of what was going on.
I don't think have I seen that movie?
And,
it's a movie, right?
Yeah, and, like, Gone with the Wind. That's my mother's favorite movie. That movie's, like, 4 hours long.
I was like, that's the longest film.
And okay, so and I used to, like, watch, like, Fred Astaire movies, and, like, that's how I got into. That's really, like, I used to love dance because of all of those movies. Like, I love.
Makes sense.
Oh, I love all those movies.
Yeah.
But Saturday Night Fever, and even Grease. Like, if we talk about really, like, Grease is still my favorite musical, probably one of my favorite movies. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in Grease that's like.
Isn't there Grease too?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah,
we could have. That's a whole another talk about, like, favorite movies and, like, stupid things we love. But, like, so Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably should know. There was rape in that movie. There was suicide in that movie.
There's a lot.
There was gang things in that movie. There were drugs. Like, I literally, as a child, had no concept of it. Obviously,
it's, like, over your head.
Right. And then as I started to get older and I started watching it, like, so that was a movie that really talked about, like, really big issues that happened in, like, you know, in Brooklyn. In that time. So, like, I think it did happen. But, like, again, that movie, when people talk about that movie, people know that movie because of John Travolta. Yeah. Because of the dancing that happens in it.
That's all I got for,
Yeah, like, people don't know about
the actual plot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, the not shiny and pretty things. They know
the not Hollywood things.
Yeah. Right.
Is this, like, era of filmmaking, like, the dismantling of Hollywood? Because it's, like, it's not, like, pretty anymore.
No, it's not. I mean, let's be real. Like, it's funny, though, because I feel like Hollywood... Now, mind you, I've never been to LA, or, like, I don't know too much about the insides of that. Now, the only exposure that I have to it is what I did when I was a kid, and thank God my mother got me out of that when she did. But... honestly, I think the reason why I wouldn't go back to do any of that was after 9/11 happened. I was too afraid of
doing that.
Yeah, to go.
Traveling.
I literally, she used to try to make me go into the city. I was too scared.
Yeah. Okay.
But I feel like, you know, it was always a facade, right?
Yeah.
Like, people like Marilyn Monroe, people like Elvis Presley, like, things that we still don't really know about. It was always you know, it was always the Emerald City and, like, the Wizard. It was never the what's really going on behind the curtain. That's always just a solid reference too, and that's a whole other thing where you can talk about what are we really talking about versus
what's actually happening.
The shiny stuff of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like even kids, like even the movie, like Shrek used to do a ton of that.
Shrek.
And I'm only thinking of that because I just did the show, and there were so many moments that where you're like, oh, this is funny, this is for kids, and you're like, wow, this is not for kids.
Maybe a lot of the kids' movies are actually very deep. If you're an adult watching it.
Yeah, like
or do
there's
people
always
just make it deep?
I mean, I feel like whatever experiences you bring to a movie, whatever
valid,
understanding
right?
you bring to a movie, everyone interprets it differently, which is what's so
That's
cool
true.
about art. Period.
Yeah,
right.
It's all subjective.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think we definitely are moving into it. We're moving into there's more possibility in what's being accepted and what can be produced because there's more like knowledge and option going around.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure these people, like, talk about what's his actual name, Jim Halpert.
John
Krasinski. There we go. And then like talk about
Jim
him.
Halpert.
Talk about what? Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
No, he's not. Keegan Michael. No, who's
The other one.
What? Wow.
Jordan Peele.
Thank you. Okay. No. Keegan Michael Key is the one who did get out, right?
Oh, that was Jordan Peele. Dude.
Isn't Jordan the taller one?
No, that's Jordan.
Okay, I confused them. But like, okay, let's talk about what. So both of them, right? Two totally different backgrounds, but like both had to come from a comedy place, right?
Yes, I mean,
and also had like really dark humor and everything they did, which is.
I mean, once you
appreciative.
if you actually do follow them as like comedians, like it's dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The best always are.
Yeah.
The best always are.
You're always depressed.
But like had to really, they had to go through it to get to where they are.
Absolutely.
And have to do the work to like actually have a voice where they could stand on a foundation to say like I have something to give. And everybody was always so like, oh my god, like look at what they're bringing out, look at how dark this is and how much there is to this.
Yeah.
And, like you're supposed to be a funny person, and it's funny because like
you're supposed to be a funny person.
Funny people are never.
They're not
like we're funny, but like we're a mess.
Yeah. We're not sunshine and rainbows all.
Yeah, we laugh at the stuff we can laugh at because there's
that kind of gets us through.
You have to.
Yeah.
You literally have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we do live in a place. We're living in a place now where we have more options. We still also very much live in like the Disney fantasy world.
There's always gonna be that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the Little Mermaid will always hold a special place in my heart. But
it's like the second episode you see.
I'm never gonna stop talking about her. I absolutely love her.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think we definitely have there's more
nostalgia
platform
and like whatever. But okay, so just pivoting off of all that.
Yeah.
Have you seen or heard about the movie Parasite?
No, but I'm already uncomfortable.
Why?
Just because anything that relates to a bug freaks me out.
There's no bugs in this, though.
I know, I understand what a parasite is, but still. Is it gonna be like any of the? Is it okay? Tell me.
It's deep.
Okay,
I don't want to give away I want you to watch it. Like I've been telling people to watch it. And
when did it come out?
So the DVDs, I have the DVD.
So give it to me. I'll watch it tonight.
I don't have it with me because
my
coworker currently has it. No. Listen, I have the digital copy, so I'm going to give you a link.
Okay.
But, so, it won Best Picture at the Oscars.
When?
This past Oscar.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to get, like, a relevance of time so that I can be in a social...
It's
mindset.
From South Korea. It's all in Korean. Yeah, it's all in Korean.
Oh.
The first foreign film to win the Best Picture.
Oh, wow.
Please pause. So basically, when you boil it down, it's about the rich versus the poor, is what it is.
Solid.
When you watch the trailer, though, you don't get any sense of that.
Huh.
You do find that it's like, all right, it's like about a family that's super poor. The son, so it's mom and dad, the oldest son and a daughter.
Okay.
The son gets a job as like a tutor for a rich family's like daughter, and like an English tutor. But I think in the trailer it shows that he didn't go to college. Like they didn't have enough money to make him go to college. So like his little sister's really good at Photoshop. So like kind of photoshopped like a fake degree for him.
Solid.
So that's how he got into like this tutoring job. And then it goes on. Like the trailer doesn't really give any indication of what the plot is, but you know someone's gonna die because like there's like blood splatter somewhere and like all this stuff. I really want to
turn real quick. I was not ready for you to say that that's what happened.
No, because like it hits like it's comedic. It gets super sad at some points. It's super. There's like a couple scenes that's super suspenseful, like all this stuff. But in essence, it's about like, I guess parasite meaning as in like, is the rich the parasite or like are the poor parasites?
Fun.
So like at the end, you're just like, I don't know who to like.
Who wins? Who's the good guy?
And like yeah, exactly. You're just like, I don't know. Like it just hits every social issue. I feel like.
Cool. I like it.
So you're gonna have to watch it.
Okay.
Because
I like it.
It left me absolutely speechless.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. So there's Parasite.
You know what I did? This is totally not. I don't know how I'm connecting these dots, but you know what I finally saw after you telling me to see it, and I was super, super stoked about it.
I don't know what I told you to say. What?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh my god! Finally. And
I fucking loved it.
Thank you.
It was so good.
I watched that movie when it came out last year at least 3 times in theaters.
It was so good.
I think I liked it a lot. Was that last year or 2 years ago? When did Crazy Rich Asians come out?
We talked about it, and then it took me like solid forever to really actually watch it, and then I watched it, and I was like, I have to tell Maria, and then I forgot.
So, the thing with that movie is the representation of Asians in Hollywood.
Yeah, totally.
It's absolutely what it is. Because that was the first time that I saw, not even because, like, there's one Filipino actress in there. And, like, she's actually, like, a really big, like, megastar in the Philippines. And just seeing her on a Hollywood screen, it was just absolutely mind-boggling to me. And, like, a full, like, Asian cast, like, that's crazy. And, like, all this, like, representation and, like, in Hollywood is like absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So like when that came out, and then when Parasite came out and like was showing in theaters, I'm like, this is crazy because now it's not in English, it's like in Asian language. Yeah. And then I didn't put this movie on here, but The Farewell. Have you heard of this one?
I don't know.
It's also like an indie film, but so the sidekick in Crazy Rich Asians, the comedic, like, I don't remember what her name is.
She's awesome.
So she's the main character in The Farewell, and it's actually a drama.
Huh.
I'm gonna give you the whole synopsis for that. So The Farewell is that the Chinese American family, it centers around the granddaughter. The grandma's sick. She has stage 4 lung cancer, and she's living in China with the other family or whatever. But they don't tell the grandma that she's sick. So Awkwafina, the girl from Crazy Rich Asians or whatever, does not understand for the life of her why the family can't tell the grandma like that she's like dying, basically, because like her dad doesn't want to tell his mom, like the uncle doesn't want to tell, like no one wants to tell her. So that centers around like the difference between Eastern and Western culture, how like your life in the Eastern world, and which I can agree to, isn't centered around you but around your family, whereas like Awkwafina, because she's Chinese American now, is all about the individual, and it was like, I want her to tell her because she has the right to know.
Yeah.
But the whole family's like issue is that like, all right, if you tell her, then she'll just get really, really sick now and like worry. So we're just gonna carry the burden for her. And like I was dying when I saw that.
I totally get that, especially after like what I've seen with my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
It's a hard.
That's such a straight, like that's a foreign concept to me, but it totally.
And like I'm sure you've seen like
makes sense.
Hang around me like when you're younger. Like it's not about the individual.
Oh yeah.
Like it's all about the family, and I feel like with any Asian, even Parasite hits upon that too. It's like the poor wanted to become like better because for the family, not because like it was for the individuals. It was just for the family unit.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that's a whole conversation about like what we. This is gonna get off topic of movies, but I feel like we just have a society here that's all about like you have to watch your own back, you have to save yourself, and like the.
Right. It's a Western concept.
Yeah.
So
even though we say that things are for family, but how much of the time is it?
How much of the time is it? Yeah. Right. And as someone that straddles between the two, it's hard to decipher what is right all the time.
Yeah.
Which is why these like Asian films that come out, like in like the AMC's and Lowe's or whatever, it's just like absolutely mind-boggling because like that's what like it's a struggle.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I feel like at all of like a lot of other places, there's a sense of community that has gone away in our society.
probably around, in America?
Yeah, but I think it's kind of hysterical because I feel like it's what everyone wants. Like, everybody wants to belong to something or have the people to connect to.
But they're still so...
Which is probably why people like movies so much, because it gives them something to connect to if they feel like they're by themselves.
That's true.
So, the opposite of wanting to watch a movie that, like, actually makes you think is wanting to watch a movie that you do not have to think at all.
So, like, for me recently, I was watching... I think I told you, Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah.
It was just so violent. I was like, there's no thinking involved in this. I'm just literally watching someone kill someone.
Into it, right? Like, without having to, like, physically or mentally be uncomfortable or in thought.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just like...
comedy movies for me.
Yeah, I don't remember, though, the last comedy movie I watched.
You want to know a movie I really want to go see? And I'm like, it's kind of dumb.
What?
Impractical Jokers.
That's a movie?
They have a movie
Why
now!
have a movie?
Let me tell you. If 4 grown-ass, goofy mofos do you know how much those men are worth?
No, how much? Millions? Not billions.
Not yet.
Yet? What do you mean? Combined?
No. Separately? Oh, combined? No. But the amount of money that these guys make for, like, making jokes and, like, being ridiculous, like, I will tell you this.
I could quit my career if I could just...
Like, I think they are, I totally think they're funny, and they probably work their asses off. And honestly, sometimes physically and, like, emotionally, like, they bring each other, so they're emotionally taking some hits. Like, that show, I remember that was one of the first things that, like, Dan and I bonded over.
Impractical Jokers?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen
there were, like, 200 episodes. So
half an episode.
Just because... And there are some times where I'm, like, in and out of it, but it's just... The things that... And that's, like... I feel like that also makes a social statement, too, on some level, because the things that these guys are able to get away with, that people just, like...
Let them do?
Yeah, or, like, they're, like, watching somebody question themselves in the social... Like, it really does, like, have a... It's hysterical to watch it happen, but it really does, like, it's a bigger conversation about, like, people's response to things and, like, how people are in, like, social settings and like, that's the entertaining part of it, is to watch people's reactions or, like, be like, what are you doing? Yeah. But just to be able to, like, not have to think and to laugh at things and, like, their sense of humor is funny, too, like, when they have conversations. Yeah, sometimes it's annoying. One of them I don't like. I won't disclose that. But,
you have to ever, like, watch this, sure.
No, I just, whatever. I really would love to, I really want them to come to our wedding.
Oh, what? That's so random.
Dan would be so happy.
Okay.
Could you imagine, and in my mind I'm thinking, I just want them to show up and be waiters and just, like, not
terrorize your
I was gonna say
wedding?
terrorize, like, not terrorize, like, just terrorize the people that come to our wedding.
Great, I'm not going.
Like, they could do a full-on episode about how they ruined my wedding just because I would sit in the corner and just
start dying.
I would die.
Yeah.
It would be the greatest.
That's so funny.
It would be whatever. Okay, sorry. So, Impractical Jokers, if you ever do watch this and you want to crash my wedding, I'm about it.
Great.
It's on Halloween.
I'll
you can come
them.
in costume, whatever you want to do. I would be so entertained. And I mean, talk about making memories, man. But yeah, they have a movie coming out, and I really kind of want to see it. Like, the plot is, like, there's not too much of a plot
they're
there.
Just making jokes,
but they're gonna, like,
pranking?
They're gonna be pranking each other the whole time. On, like, major levels, because they have the funding to do it when they're doing a movie.
What is that one MTV show that was like that? Not
Punk'd.
Not
I was gonna say that one. Well, which one are you talking about?
Is there another one? It seems like a very similar thing.
I mean,
there's a private one.
I don't know.
Whatever.
But I think that's also why I always love, like, the Marvel movies and things like that. Cause
you don't just think.
Yeah, you don't just be there and you're enjoying it. And like, I think my only issue. I also feel like I like all of those other movies because you can't.
The other movies, as in, like, the deep thinking.
Yeah, like the deeper thinking movies. So, like, they're. You know how you can sit there and you're like, okay, don't do that, or this is what's gonna happen. I am the worst at that. Are you one of those people who always knows what's coming next in a movie?
A majority of time, but then I've like trained myself to be like, just watch the damn movie.
Yes,
just watch it.
I get to a point where I don't do that in, like, action movies. I don't do that in movies where you don't have to.
Yeah, no, like the ones that we discuss, like all that stuff.
Yeah, like those movies.
I feel like lately I haven't been like, all right, what's next? Like, but when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, I absolutely know what the hell's gonna happen next. Yeah. Yeah, and like that would ruin the movie for me.
Yeah, or just like, like I've gotten to the point now too, and maybe it's just because when you think about it, there are only so many different ways that you can portray an idea, right? So like it
Right.
becomes like things are repetitive because we're exposed to so many things.
Which is why also like Parasite and also Midsommar, like they are completely like out of left field.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I have to watch those.
Yeah. Because you think the amount of movies out there already that are like mainstream, like you've seen every plotline ever, but then like there are some movies like those two where I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I've
just,
never
like,
seen that.
Total different twists on like ideas. Like those are great.
Yeah.
But like the concept of where I don't know what the hell I was where I was
I don't
was
remember
going.
where we're going with this.
Let me go backwards.
Let's pause. You were discussing. Wow, this is great.
Talking about guessing the
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you know how? All right. So this was the biggest transition for me. So going back to the not liking horror movies thing.
Yeah.
The second I realized, like there's nothing to be scared of because you know what's coming. When you watch a scary movie, you know what I mean? Like you always know what's coming.
Yeah, you know.
Except for like those occasional movies where you really are like, whoa, what just happened?
Yeah.
I like stopped. That was why I saw the first. Okay, when the first It came out.
Yeah, I refuse to watch those.
So let's put all of my. We didn't even talk about this. Everything comes back to our fear episode, which is weird. I am terrified of clowns.
I know you are. Yeah.
So I like didn't want to see it just for that.
Yeah.
I laughed the whole time.
I heard a lot of people were laughing at that.
And I don't know if it was like so like movies like Saw and things with like physical pain I don't like, so I probably
don't
would
like
never be
that.
able to sit through those.
Yeah.
Like torture and things like that.
That makes me super like.
But
no, I'm out.
Yeah, but like it did have some of that gross stuff in it, but it's more like a mental game. But like you can predict, and that's what I feel like that's just like a level of writing. But when you know it's coming, or like it just looks. I laughed the whole time. Like I was not anticipating that. Now, mind you, just to be clear, like I did watch it in like broad daylight with like all the windows open and all the lights on in the house.
Okay, well yeah, because like yeah,
it doesn't take much,
better.
right? And for me, I started to realize. 90% of the time, it's not the thing you're watching. So when scary commercials used to come on, and I was home by myself and it was dark, you would have those moments like, oh my god, someone's behind me.
Yeah.
I started just muting it.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a simple solution.
Because it's so, and the people who do the music and the sound scores for movies are geniuses. And like 90% of the things that you become afraid of when you're listening to a scary movie is the sounds.
Right, because can you imagine a scary movie without your soundtrack?
Right.
It's just like
so I was
silence.
like, wait, just turn the sound off. And then I started like purposely putting myself in situations where I would watch something scary without the sound on, and I'd be like, this is not scary anymore.
Yeah.
So you just have to like
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Find something. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I usually just close my eyes.
That's what I used to do, but that wasn't what was actually making me uncomfortable. What I was seeing wasn't the issue.
It's the visual for me.
Oh really? I'm an audio person.
Yeah.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, like I can deal with the sound, like jump scares and stuff. But for some reason, if I see it, like that's it. Like so that's why I'm like always like hiding.
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah. But I don't feel the sound like bother me as much as seeing it.
I think that, and this is like a whole other like depth of movies, but I feel like if I see something sad happen without the audio of it, it's not as sad.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you know?
Yeah.
Like I guess music has always had music has a big effect on you too. I know that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's just that extra, like that full on like visual audio concept of like overwhelming your brain with it. The sound of things.
I'm trying to think if now I am retracting my previous statement.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the movie and the situation. I don't know. I have no idea now.
And I wonder if that has any connection to me in dance too, because like when you watch movement, a lot of the times like sound can be supported. Like your sound can be supporting the purpose and intent behind it. So maybe because I'm so used to connecting those two things to what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, I do the same thing in a movie.
Jesus. Probably. That was a lot.
Sorry. I love that. That's my favorite thing. The science and the understanding of like the psychology of things. Oh,
I know.
Nerd.
What a nerd, honestly. But no, it's a lot. Like that's why movies are so like great movies are so good because of all the audio and visual, like the combination of the two.
Work well together. Totally.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
Now I have to go home and study that on myself.
Now I was gonna say, now you're gonna go home, or you're gonna literally just Google something right now, aren't you? Like once this is done.
Yeah, something, or like watch a bunch of stuff and like see how because it's very interesting to just think about that on like a not movie scale.
Just like in a general like.
Yeah, like if I like for some reason, I guess my auditory system is very
I was saying,
sensitive.
hold on, pause, because I just remember something. Would you rather lose your sight or your hearing?
I would. Okay, so think about my daily life. I wake up and I can't see.
Yeah, but I'm afraid of losing my sight.
I feel like, yes, I'd be afraid of my sight, but I also feel like, no, I need my ears. I 100% need my ears.
Do you remember last week when I was talking about this?
Yeah.
I would rather lose my hearing than my sight.
I feel like...
And does this, like, relate back to, like, what we were just talking about 2 minutes ago?
What?
How, like, I would rather see
That's
it
why
than
you feel
hear it. Yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah. Or something.
I can't... And maybe... I would rather... I don't like when things pop out at me, right? So, like...
Who does?
Yeah, right. We're not supposed to. Whatever. But if you do, okay.
Good for you. You're weird. I don't know what to tell you.
That's like a whole adrenaline thing. That's like a whole other story.
Yeah.
But, like, if I think about... I guess when I see something that's scary, I have the ability to say to myself, oh, that's not, like, real. You know? Like,
that's some good control.
I have the ability to, like, filter. I mean, not always. But, like, you have the ability to filter it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, how do you filter the things that you hear when you're... So, like, think about this.
Let's back up. I was getting confused for a second.
When you see something, right, you're taking it for what it is, and when you're breaking it down, like, your brain is gonna... This is where the hell... How is this happening right now? How are we talking about this? So, like, when you see something, your brain is gonna make associations based on how you've seen things in other... Right? In, like, other settings to say, like, if I look at that, I know that that's a book because I have, like, that
prior knowledge
happening.
that,
Right.
That's a book.
But then if I sit and I actually look at it and my eyes and my brain have the ability to say, like, okay, that's why this book is different from that book.
Yeah.
Right? So if I look at something scary, like, say, like, Haunted House is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You look at something scary, you have, to a certain extent, you have the ability to say, like, you know, I see a person back there. You know what I mean? Like, when someone comes to you in, like, a scary costume, you have the ability to do that. Like, okay, no, this is a person, like, it's fine. I mean, now, mind you, like, it's probably different, like, a real life, like, violent situation.
Well, absolutely.
But, like, that kind of, like horror idea of, like, it being able to say it's real life versus reality. But if you think about, like, if I think about sounds, like, the sound of something eerie and creepy, that connects those all. I can't think of a non-scary situation to relate that to.
Because, like, it's just creepy.
There's nothing There's nothing in my brain for me to...
Right, I see where you're getting at now.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Or, like, if I hear the sound of, like, a certain instrument, like, say, like, violins, like, I'm gonna relate a violin to something that might be sad, because in what situations have I not heard a violin in something
that's super happy? Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, you have, but you know what I mean? Like, when you're talking about, like, in a situation, like, that's supposed to, like, make you feel a certain type of way.
Yeah, there's
like,
some sounds that you can't not associate.
Yeah. Have you ever, okay, here's a perfect example. In, where the hell were we? Was this in Disney? Have you ever been to Disney?
Yes.
Okay. You know, like, the Haunted Mansion and all of those things?
Yeah.
Like, when I stand in those places, like, when they have, like, the scary sounds and all, like, the whoo, and, like, the creepy sounds and all of that stuff, you can see very clearly, like, you're aware of the fact that you're gonna ride, but I'm more uncomfortable by the things that I hear, and I'm more jumpy and responsive to the things that I hear.
Than what you see. I see that. I see that. Yeah,
Shut up.
I get it, yeah. No,
so, yeah.
There are just some sounds that you can't not associate with.
And I feel like
say that correctly?
Yeah, like, how do you separate your brain's ability to, like, assimilate?
Yeah.
It's like an actual, like, this is the input, this is the output.
Right.
Like, I hear this, I should feel this way.
That's the whole, that's just your brain.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like because of my lack of ability to see, I feel like this is, like, really weird. I feel like if I ever lost my sight,
oh god.
Like, I would turn into, like, for lack of a better reference, I feel like I would turn into, like, a bat.
Well, yeah,
you know, you would use that as a sense of...
would just, yeah. Your other senses would just, like...
But if I lost my hearing, like, I only have the ability to see this. Your hearing allows you to see...
360? Yeah. Okay. I agree with you.
I guess that would be my rationale for that.
That's interesting. We're We're just gonna talk about movies.
What were we talking about that led into this? Oh, scary things.
Scary. You muting commercials.
Oh, yeah. Try watching a scary movie muted.
I think you would laugh.
Yeah, because what
else are you gonna do?
Like, you'd be massively confused, probably.
I mean,
90% of it. But
like, try it. I guess try it with, like, one that you've watched before.
And, like, music, that's why, like,
well, the music is what kills it. Not kills it, makes it better, but, kills your mood.
Yeah.
Like, if you're terrified of something.
And, like, music therapy is such a thing. Like, I know a couple different people who, like, work in that realm, and it's,
really?
like, sound is so powerful. Sound is so powerful.
Yeah. It just makes you associate things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to somebody who has, like, insomnia and has sleep issues, and we were, like, having conversations about it, and she was like,
not fun.
No, it's not fun. And she was like, I got, like, a suggestion to try listening to a harp.
Just a harp? Really? And it's worked?
And she's had insomnia her whole life, and she said it's the only way she fell asleep.
It's a harp.
And there's something about,
like, the frequency of the harp?
That's exactly what I asked. Literally exactly what I asked her. I was like, is it the sound frequency?
Like the
way
waves?
the sound waves? And she was like, there's something about it that's just like, she's like, the reason why I can't sleep is because, like, I'm going through these cycles in my mind where I can't turn my mind off, and for some reason, whenever it, like, the second that the harp hits my ear and I can actually, like, be aware of the fact that I'm hearing it, everything levels out. And I fall asleep.
Crazy. Maybe I should just
try it. I didn't try it yet.
As in, just, like, she just Googles, like, harp sounds.
Or, like, sleeping her. I can ask her.
Sleeping harp.
Like, sleeping.
I have an app. I don't use it. This is the problem.
Melodies.
I have an app, like, what is it called? Headspace? Have you heard of this? I have it.
I love Headspace.
It's great. But I just am not disciplined enough to.
No, and I wasn't I had to stop.
Which is annoying, too. Which is annoying because I'm like, I have a tool.
It's also.
Why don't I just use it?
My issue, this isn't like going into meditation, which is like.
That could be.
Like mind.
Yeah.
Mental control. Like mind control. But like not mind control.
Like self-care.
Control of your mind. This could be a whole other episode. Meditation is it's something we talk about, like how, like, oh, you could get into it and you can have this control over your brain. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is not like a simple thing.
Oh no, it's constant
and like
constant practice.
Yeah, and the apps that like are out there and like the resources that are out there are great, but they also make it seem like if it's not working for you, you're doing something wrong, or like you're not doing it right, and it's not. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not something that's meant to be easy. Your brain is an extremely complex thing that we don't know a lot about. Like, it's not, which is hysterical because we don't know a lot about it, yet we do all of these terrible things to make it crazy in our daily lives. We will actually have to have an episode about this and about like your mental state and like meditation and
your mental state. Like, I'm not talking about my mental state here.
I don't care. I'll talk about my mental state.
We can take that offline.
But yeah,
no. That's a whole conversation.
Yeah.
Like meditation and like self-care and like feeling burnt out and all that stuff.
Yeah,
because dealing with that.
We live in a world that desires that from us. Like, that's, especially now, we live in a world that asks that of us and puts that on us. Which is why we are very fortunate to have the ability to escape into movies, but we have to do it safely, you know?
You really segued into that real nice. Holy shit. Good for you. Good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
And, like, using movies in a good way, you know? Like, it should be something you enjoy, right?
Oh, yeah. It shouldn't be something that you don't enjoy.
Right, but it shouldn't be, like, an escapism.
Oh, no. There's a fine line. Like, don't cross that line.
Yeah.
Because then now you're just going to it's going to be like Disney.
Right.
You're going to be living in Disney and, like...
Oh, we should have had a whole conversation about, like, what Disney does.
That's next episode, maybe.
To, like, everything.
The monopoly that they are?
Not only that. Like, that's fine. Like, you do you in terms of business because, like, that, you're a genius.
Yeah.
But, the skewed perspective that we can give. Like, what are we exposing kids to?
Yeah.
And, like, we talked about, like, female things and, like, male things, too. Both sides.
Yeah.
And, like, the good versus bad. And, like, those are the things that we're exposing kids to very young, and they're, like, we were exposed to it too. And, like, there's a lot of things that have to be fixed if they grow up with that mindset.
Absolutely. And, like, sometimes we don't know what's happening in our brain at that time. And then
no,
all of a sudden
you have no idea.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it comes back when we're older. And
yeah.
Like, oh, that's where that came from.
It's good because we do it with the intent of, like, encouraging imagination and wanting you to, like, make good choices. But there's so much more that's going on behind that that, like, we don't really explore until, you know, there's some kind of consequence to it.
Agreed.
And I had a whole conversation about Chucky from Rugrats the other day.
Chucky?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the doll.
Oh no.
I was afraid of that doll when I was young.
Me too. I don't like dolls, period, because of scary movies.
Oh, that makes sense. And like clowns. Yeah. Yeah. And just like monsters and ghouls. The dark. All that stuff. Mm-hmm.
To the point of where like I couldn't go to sleep. Like I used
The
to sleep
dolls?
with lights on.
Or like dark.
Well, F that. I'm not going to sleep in a room with a bunch of dolls. Absolutely not. No. No.
We don't need that?
Yeah, no way.
Nope. What were you talking about?
No, like I had to sleep with, and I don't even, like, where, I wish I could go back and really understand where that came from. Was it like a monsters concept of me not liking the dark?
I don't know.
Or like honestly, and this might be a whole nother episode, but like I think it wasn't so much of the things that, like the imaginary things that weren't there. It was more of the like concept of like what's there that I can't see.
You can't see. Okay.
Like the like whatever being or thing that was there.
Mm-hmm.
But I always used to have, and I think this used to come from like scary things, and the pop out things that we said we don't like. When I would lay in bed, if there was like a light, or like there was something from like far away, and there was like a doorway or a window or something, I used to imagine that something would pop out.
Would you fixate yourself on that?
Oh yeah, and then I would.
That's what I used to do that too when I was younger. For some reason,
sleep.
I have no idea why.
And it's all of those like cut scenes in movies where like somebody's
Well,
walking and
like,
all of a sudden you're like,
yeah. Ah, interesting.
Yep.
Maybe yeah. Because I used to do that all the time.
Yep, and I still like 27 years old, and I still sometimes do that to myself.
Yeah.
Or like I'll be our living room, like, well, you've seen it, is set up like this. So, like our TV faces the wall, and then like we have a couch. Oh well, when it's turned the right way.
Yeah, when it's turned around.
Turned around.
Yeah.
Where there's space behind you, and I would get to.
Like this.
This is such a cool thing. That
You scared the hell out
Sorry,
of me.
I'm so
For
sorry.
some reason.
See, sound is so powerful.
That
just
just
totally.
I thought you literally saw something in the corner.
No, I'm sorry. You're good. Don't be scared.
Stand you.
This just made me have such a realization. Okay, so I don't like if I'm home by myself or if I have a moment where I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like
behind you. You don't want anything behind you.
So like I would have to. If I'm home by myself, like, specifically, I'll have to get up and move to the couch so I can see across the room.
Like your whole space.
Yeah, like to see everything.
Okay.
Funny thing though.
Yeah.
I cannot sleep.
Unless
my ears are covered.
What do you mean? Like you have ear?
No. Like
what do you mean? How do you sleep?
With pillows over my face.
Don't you get?
Don't ask me how.
Suffocated?
Do not ask me how. I don't know how I survive. Dan makes fun of me all the time.
You really just go like this.
I'm gonna do a whole visual demonstration for the people who cannot see this right now. I kid you not. I sleep. So I put a pillow here.
Yeah.
I sleep. I have to sleep like this.
Why?
Because I can't have my ears exposed.
Because you're afraid of. You just threw that pillow. Wait.
I feel uncomfortable if my ears are exposed.
Is it because the whole sound thing? You think you're gonna hear something? Wait, that's crazy.
If it's imagine when I said about like not. If I wanted to lose something, I would want to lose my vision before I lost my
hearing. Yeah. That's crazy. Did you have like a realization on camera? Wow.
I don't think I was always like that.
I don't remember you being weird when we slept over each other's houses like that.
No, I would just be able to.
No, you just sleep.
I cannot. And Dan literally makes fun. Like when he would have to like leave to go to like leave the house before me or whatever. Like he literally has to like pillows.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Like I'm under, and I don't like light either, like because it wakes me up and it's annoying. But I cannot go to sleep, and sometimes I have to like put it like my hand or arm there, or I have to put the sheet over it. I cannot go to sleep with my ears exposed.
That's crazy. That's a lot. Wait. Huh. Ew. I'm like uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. And I also have like I don't know.
What? Have what? You can't just stop mid-sentence.
I just feel like I also have rather sizable ears too, so I guess that's like part of the.
First is your neck.
I am a giraffe.
That's your
What has big ears and an elephant all at once. No, I don't. Yeah, and like I tried doing earplugs for a little while.
That probably is uncomfortable.
But yeah, it just. Yeah, I can't
relate.
And it's probably because like sounds used to bother me when I would go to sleep. Or like I would get overly fixated, like even when it's quiet. You know how you get like really concentrating on like hearing the tiniest sound. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I go to sleep with the TV on. I need sound.
And I'm mad about it. I know so many people who could do that. I cannot do that.
So over there, I have a projector in my bedroom, and it's just like I just have Netflix on or like YouTube videos on. Because like I cannot go to sleep without some light and some sound.
So jealous of you right now. Unless I'm exhausted and I'm like trying to watch TV but if I'm in bed and I know I'm going to sleep, absolutely nothing.
Really? Because I can't go to sleep any other way.
I know so many people who are like that.
It's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy for your brain to be like that.
But it's probably not healthy for your brain to be the exact opposite, where you're gonna be
like there has to be like white noise. I don't know. What is a healthy like amount of noise and sound?
I mean, I guess white noise is fine. I mean, if you think about it, white noise is what we're used to, right? Yeah. Like when we're coming out, we're so used to hearing the white noise and the heartbeat and the things like that. Like I don't have issues with that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have issues with that, but like anything that I need to, so like the sound of, is that your heater that's blowing right now? Yeah. That sound is, I love that sound. Yeah. It's a constant, it's a white noise. Yeah, I love that sound. Yeah. I can go to sleep to that. Yeah. But if there's any type of disturbance in sound, like the slightest thing, like your freaking clock. Is that a clock? Yep. Yeah, that I've been hearing this whole time ringing in my head. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have come down here like, why is you don't get.
Where do you even have it?
It's actually behind those blinds.
First of all, that terrifies me. But like, that would drive absolutely insane.
I don't notice that anymore.
That would drive me. No.
I've grown up with that clock my whole life.
I wish I was like that.
It's just, and white noise isn't. If I only have white noise, I can't go to sleep. Like I need something different.
Try the heart music and tell me what you think, so I can relay the information to the person who told me about it.
I probably will still need. Well, we'll see.
I can't wait. So now I have to watch this Parasite movie, and I have to like actually like be very aware of my whole audio experience with it. Okay.
And also like it will, and you have to read. It's in Korean. Like it's a whole.
It's like Pan's Labyrinth.
I love that movie.
Me too.
I haven't seen that in a hot minute.
I know. I remember the first time, and I make this reference so many times.
So many times in your life.
So many times.
Yeah.
I remember one time I made the reference and I literally had to draw on my hands to explain it to somebody.
Oh my god.
That was fun.
What an iconic movie.
That's a whole other one where you really have to think about it.
Yeah.
And like you're talking about social norms, you're talking about generational norms, you're talking about so many things. Yay, movies that make us think. What are your favorite movies?
I was gonna ask you, what movies do you recommend? Like 3. Right now. It doesn't have to be your favorite movies, just like three movies. I'll go.
You go first, because
I'm literally gonna just the ones that we didn't even talk about Moonlight. Parasite, Midsommar, and Moonlight. Not that those are my top 3 favorite movies, but those are the last 3 that were super, like, that have had impact recently.
That's awesome.
So, have you heard about Moonlight? That's the one that won the Oscars last year.
Okay,
that beat out La La Land. Do you?
I can't even. Don't even get me started.
Do you remember that whole debacle?
I didn't even see it. I couldn't bring myself to see it.
Well, do you remember that whole debacle? No. Where it was like La La Land won, but they were like, just kidding, it was Moonlight.
Oh, I don't pay attention to enough pop culture things.
So, those 3.
I obviously don't watch enough movies anymore.
It doesn't have to be like recent ones. It could be like any other movie. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, you should totally watch A Quiet Place.
Okay. Alright, fine. Because we don't like scary movies and you watch it, I'll watch it.
This is a totally out of left field movie, and I need to watch this movie myself 1,000 more times. The Pursuit of Happyness.
With Will Smith? Such a good movie.
Watch that movie.
The older I get.
Talk about like thinking things and
and also classism.
Yeah.
Rich and the poor.
Yeah. And Joker, totally.
Yeah.
What's a movie that I watched recently that I was like, wow, that was great? I haven't watched a movie in it's
Maybe
so sad. No, because okay, first of all, you're talking, not only do I need at least 3 hours.
I know.
I need 3 hours of my full total detention where I don't fall asleep.
I know.
You're asking a lot of me right now.
You poor thing. I might just make you watch a movie right now.
Awesome.
I know.
So bad. I'm like a narcoleptic, but not really.
No, you're not. She's not.
Mind you, before, literally, I texted you, I was like, I'm leaving in 15 minutes. What did I do in those 15 minutes?
Did you nap?
Took a motherfucking nap.
Good
to the point where I was like this on the couch, and I was laying with my cat, and she was mad about it, and she got up and walked away, and I still was there sleeping.
Oh my god. Good for you.
Yeah. Right. I'll try to watch my movies.
Okay. I usually don't watch movies, but somehow I've been so into movies lately. So.
Send me whatever the linky thing was for that stuff.
Okay. Alright, cool.
What movies do you like? What movies make you laugh? What movies make you think? That you have access to that we have not seen, or like that are on your radar that are not on ours yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we love to get exposure to things like that.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Cool beans.
Cool.
We talked about movies for a long time.
That was the longest time we've recorded. We'll see. We'll see how this shakes out.
Yeah, cool beans.
Cool.
This is why she does that part.
Seriously.
I can't even. Yeah.
It's okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Watch some movies. Tell us about them. See you later.